Lena from alwaysexpectmore.com, and today's block is block 5, the Frayed 4-patch. Are you ready? Let's get started. So for our Frayed 4-patch, we're going to cut 4 2 by 3.5 inch pieces. So we're going to go ahead and line up on the 2. I have already squared up my end. Just gonna flip it, square up this end. And again, I'm not using the lines on my mat, so it doesn't matter where I have it placed. I'm just using the lines on my ruler, and I'm squaring up that end. Then I'm flipping 180 degrees. And it is 2 by 3.5. So I'm just gonna measure 3.5 inches on my ruler, line up one edge, line up the other edge. And just like that, I've got 2 rectangles, and I can do the same here. 3.5. And I've got my 4 rectangles cut. And I just need 4 2-inch by 2-inch pieces here. And then another 2. And then I need the same out of my pink. And there we go. So that gives me all the pieces that I need for my Frayed 4-patch. So the way I'm going to put this together is just like a 9-patch. I've got 1 2 3 4, all of this is 5 6 7 8 9, and that's the way we'll put the 9-patch together. But as you can see, I've got all of these 4 as my 5th piece. So the first thing I need to do is turn these 4 pieces into just 1 piece. And the way that I'm going to do that is by sewing these 2 together and these 2 together, and then pressing the seams toward the dark, and then sewing the top and bottoms together, and then spinning the seams, and that way I'll have 1 unit here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this all out of my way while I just work on this. I'll start by putting these 2 pieces together. And then these 2 pieces together. If you've been following along, you know that I am working on a second quilt while doing this quilt, and I'm working on that second quilt by doing what's called a leader ender, which means at the beginning and end of every set of seams, I go ahead and put 2 pieces together. And so I get 1 tiny seam, or as it goes along, it'll be larger seams closer to finishing up a different quilt while working on this one. So here's the leader ender from before. And I just toss that in my basket of things that need to get pressed next time I'm at my ironing table. So I have both of these done, and I just need to press them both towards the dark. And now I can take them like this and put them together. Since my seams are going in opposite directions, I can just nest those nice and pretty, line everything up, and sew it together. And now I'm going to spin these seams. If you haven't seen me spin seams before, this seam's going in that direction, this seam's going in that direction, so we just spin around and take these in the opposite directions, and that pops the center right open. And that gives you less bulk in the center for when your quilt gets quilted. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. And that's the center of our 9-patch. So I can bring all these other pieces back And now I can stitch these two together, these two together, these two together, bring it back, make sure everything's laid out right. Add these on the side, bring it back, press all these sets, and then put my 3 rows together. So let's go ahead and get that done. Now you absolutely don't have to work on a leader ender quilt while you're doing this. If you like, you can always just use a scrap of fabric underneath, or you can cut your threads each time. It's just a nice way to keep the threads continuous, which keeps them from getting sucked into the machine while just making another quilt. So I'm going to add these pieces now on the ends. There we go. So now we're down to 3 rows. I'm going to press these, and the way I'm going to press them is this middle one I'm going to press out to push that bulk out. So that means that the outer ones I'm going to press in. I can lay this all back out again. Make sure I have everything in the right order. These light pinks in a row, these dark fuchsias in a row, and now I can put these two together and then add the bottom row, and my block's done. Lay it out, make sure I've got my dark and my lights going in the right directions. So just need to press this, and I'm going to press all of these seams out. There we go. The frayed 4-patch block is complete. And that's how easy it is to make the frayed 4-patch. Remember, for every block in the Quilty 5K, I have a PDF that gives you cutting instructions for the 6-inch size, which is the size I'm making in the video, as well as 12-inch and 18-inch versions of the blocks, so that you can make big quilts much faster with blocks that are 18 inches, or mini quilts that are single blocks. It gives you lots and lots of different options. You can also combine 6-inch, 12-inch, and 18-inch blocks to make a really fun quilt. And each of the different PDF sheets also has a coloring sheet with the blocks that shows you different coloring options. Some of the PDFs have a bonus coloring sheet that combines blocks. That's right, now that we're into block 5, we've got options to combine different blocks that we've made into fun different quilt designs. So go ahead and head to the website, alwaysexpectmore.com/quilty5k, and you'll get all the instructions with the PDFs of how to get the different cutting sizes, as well as all of the coloring sheets. Again, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and that bell, and you'll be one of the first to be notified when I have a new fun video for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.